phone name is not there. Sip Parvati Amma, Sip Dasi, Sip Bliss, Sip Ru Mataji, Sip Bliko, Sip Eru. And as I'm walking, I hope you all can see me and hear me. But this is one of those strange things. Sip Ru Tanu. Today, the subject is very interesting. I don't want to lose the subject. Therefore, I do not want to delay, even though I am at the airport. Girish, you all can hear me? Is it okay or it's too bad? Or is it okay?
No, it's okay, sir.
The subject of discussion, how does the mind make us blind? Sometimes I wonder, I am so passionate to do this that I don't like to miss even a single day. And my mind doesn't let me fail because I don't let the mind make me blind. So today I'm asking you the question, how does the mind make us blind? Who would like to go? Administrator, please help me.
Yes,
How
sir.
does the mind make us blind? Come on, do you know the mind makes us blind? We discussed yesterday. And today I'm asking you how. How does the mind make us blind? Girish, I think your hand is up, Girish.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
By clouding the intellect. Intellect's
Good.
duty is
You know
discriminate.
what it does, Girish? How does it cloud the intellect?
Intellect's duty is to discriminate. But when the thoughts come and
No, give me one more. Just
bombarded,
give me a moment. Give me a moment. Yes, I have reached my car. Yes, Girish.
when the thoughts gets bombarded,
Yeah.
intellect loses its power to discriminate.
So correct.
So
what does
we are caught in the mind.
So what does the mind do? In thought, we are caught.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
So how does the mind?
Then we cannot see the truth which is in front of us.
Beautiful, beautiful. I like it. That means at least we know the subject. Girish is very clear. The mind, you know what the mind does? It clouds I like the word. Clouds. Beautiful word, Girish. It clouds the intellect. It doesn't let the intellect discriminate. Please plan. So that is the problem, and then we are blind. But tell me one thing, if cloud comes, we become blind? We don't become blind.
No, it is not seeing by the eye. We are not blind by the eye. But the truth we forget because we are not in consciousness. The moment mind takes over, we are not in consciousness. That's why we do not get the help of intellect.
Okay, very good start. But today's subject is very important. Today's subject can kill us. It can kill us completely. It can destroy us. Okay, so who was going? Samatma and then Bliko.
Shivoham, sir.
Shoham.
So the mind doesn't allow us to use the intellect, and it keeps us in ignorance, because it knows if it wins, if we win, like if we are able to use the intellect, the mind will lose, the mind will die. And though the truth is in front of us, it does not allow the truth to be revealed, because we are full of thoughts. We are not able to see the truth. It hides the truth from us, and it wants to keep us in ignorance.
Yeah, but I'm trying to get to this point of why are we saying it makes us blind? Is it just a good rhyme, or actually it makes us blind?
It makes us blind because the truth is in front of us, but because of, as Girish said, the clouds, because of the clouds, we're not able to see it. It's like a foggy issue in front of us.
Beautiful. So now we are getting the analogy. When we are blind, what happens? Who will tell me when we are blind? Samatma, when we are blind, what happens, Samatma?
We cannot see what is in front of us.
Correct. So what does the mind do? The mind stops us from seeing.
Seeing. It stops.
What does it stop us? Stops us from seeing?
The truth. It doesn't
Correct.
truth to be relieved.
Beautiful. So the mind makes us blind. Actually, it makes us blind. See what happens tomorrow. Suppose something goes in my eyes and the doctor tells me you are blind. That means I can't see. Visual blindness is okay. With visual blindness, I will not die. But with mental blindness, I'm completely finished. So good start, Girish and Samatma, but I want to go forward. Click off. Click off.
See you home, everybody.
Sure.
So this mind's eye blindness, everybody knows, but the mind makes blind is the spiritual blindness. This spiritual blindness.
What does in the plane I got a beautiful song, and I will sing the song for you. Just now in the plane I got the song. But what does this mind do? Tell me. How does it do spiritual blindness? Tell me, please.
It takes away from the fact of the spiritual truth, and it will give you all the wrong thoughts, because mind is powerful and it will create more MTR, and it will enable intellect to discriminate, and drags the intellect in a way, the intellect will be unable to discriminate and dragged away, and after long time intellect will come to know that, oh, it's already finished. So mental power is more dangerous than the physical blindness, because that will destroy in seconds.
Correct. And so for me, my goal today is to try to get you all to that point where you understand the mind makes you blind. That is my simple goal. And I told you this till the next person comes on the song, I want to tell you a beautiful song. It says, "Kaun main hoon sach mein, main atma hoon ya tan man buddhi hoon. Kaun main hoon sach mein, main atma hoon ya tan man buddhi hoon. ढूंढता था मैं जब तक एहसास हो गया मुझको, कौन मैं हूँ, कौन मैं हूँ, कौन मैं हूँ." Why am I singing the song "Kaun Main Hu"? Because the mind has made me blind. Mind has made me blind, and I'm asking the question, who am I? Why does Ramana Maharshi ask Nan Yar? My dear friends, today's call, you don't miss asking a question, because if you miss today means you have lost the opportunity of life to realize the truth. So, my dear friends, in the song, I'll give you one hint what it says. It says, शांत में बैठने से मालूम होता कि कौन हूँ मैं, ये बदन मिट्टी है नहीं मैं, कुछ और हूँ मैं, निर्वाणा अगर मुझको पाना है, गर ये सत्य मुझको जाना है। आओ, संसार ये मिथ्या है, इस माया से मुझको बच के निकलना है. The mind has made me so blind, I don't know who am I. कौन मैं हूँ, नान यार, who am I? Atmatraya.
Shivam, sir.
Sure.
I think mind makes us blind to realize who am I.
Correct.
And
exactly what I sang. And how does it do? How does
it do?
It means
we can't see through realize.
But what does the mind do?
Mind gets a curtain on our real eyes, that so we can see.
The mind makes us blind in many ways. The mind, we must find out. Today's subject is, the question is how. How does the mind make us blind? I want to know how. Kaise karta hai? We want to understand that. What does the mind do? Atmatrai, what does the mind do? Like Girish and Samatma gave good beginnings, very good start. But what does the mind? What I like what Samatma said. Samatma said, the mind does not let us see what is the truth. But how?
Mind
Girish,
misguides. Mind misguide our intellect.
Correct. How? The first thing it does, Girish, you told no, Girish, how does the mind do it, Girish?
It clouds the intellect and makes us believe that we are this body, makes us to indulge in karma. And it brings misery, suffering, and all its brothers and sisters.
Now you have brought brothers and sisters. What are those brothers and sisters? So we have to understand. Come on, Bliko.
Mind uses
Yes.
all the senses. All the five senses are the gateway of mind.
See, now you're
because
again. Now
all the senses are outward.
Yeah, beautiful.
And all the inputs are coming from this senses.
Mind uses the senses. Copy that. Mind uses the senses, no doubt. But that is one very good point Bliko said, because with the senses, if you tame the senses, if you're able to tame the senses, mind becomes powerless.
And another point I want to make.
Yeah, but wait. Your first point. The mind uses the senses to make us blind. Are we clear, Girish? All of us, we have to summarize this today. One of my favorite subjects. So we have to summarize. Yes, please. Yes, Bliko, bolo.
And the second very powerful mind's effect is on ego. It activates ego.
Beautiful. The mind does one more thing. What does the mind do, my dear friends? It creates ego. The ego is the creation of the mind. And what does the ego fellow do? The ego comes and says, no, I. Who's I? Who's I?
Ego creates the separation and identification as a jivatma separate from others, and it will cloud our spiritual knowledge that we are soul, we are part of a ship.
Good. We are progressing on the path today. We are progressing. So who else has some more to say? How does the mind make us blind? Who talked about the intellect? Girish and Samatma. Who spoke about the intellect? Please tell me. What did you say about the intellect? Girish and Samatma, what did you speak about the intellect?
I said that it doesn't allow us to use the intellect, and it doesn't allow us to see the truth. It doesn't allow the truth to be revealed, though it is in front of us.
Can you explain to me how does the mind stop us from using the intellect? Let the group understand. How does the mind stop us from using the intellect?
The mind doesn't allow us to discriminate. It comes in between like a shaitan. It does not allow us to discriminate. So though we know, it is like it is not allowing me to be the boss. It is the boss. I am just the horse in front of the mind.
So I'm trying to make you all understand something very important today. Is the mind actually our real? Will the mind help us realize? Can you realize with the mind, Samatma?
No, I have to win over my mind. I have to still the mind.
So I'm asking you all this question now. What are our real eyes? I'm asking you a new question. What are our real eyes?
Intellect is our real eyes.
Correct. Good, Bliko. Good answer. So the mind, what does the mind do? The mind is like plastic eyes. You know, in the dolls, they have plastic eyes. Can you see with plastic eyes? The mind is like plastic eyes. It appears to see. But the mind, look at this, what I'm saying, very important. I like rhymes, no? The mind appears to see, and it makes us the mind and ego me, and we are never free, and we cannot be who we are meant to be. The mind appears to see, makes us believe we are the mind and ego me, and it doesn't let us become free to be who we are meant to be. We need to open our real eyes. Bliko, real eyes, you said, are the eyes of the intellect. Why the real eyes are the eyes of the intellect? Because only the intellect can tell you right and wrong. What is wrong, what is right, what is black, what is white. And my dear friends, you don't think this is a very small subject today. If you are not able to stop this blindness of the mind, you're finished. I met a professor. Today, for 3 hours, I met a professor from Kashmir, Javed. And I was talking to Javed for more than 1 hour. And Javed is asking me, what is the purpose of life? For half an hour, Javed was asking me, Zindagi ka maqsad kya? And I'm surprised that although he has got different ideologies, he completely agreed. He completely agreed to what we believe in. Because I made him open his eyes. As long as we are able to see with intellect. You know, yesterday I told you. Do you know you are a god and a goddess? Do you know you are God, you are goddess, but you don't realize it? Because the mind tells you, hello, you are Girish, man. How can you think you are Ganapati? You are only Girish, huh? And a Samatma, what Samatma? You think you are Parvati Amma? No, Parvati Amma, somebody else. You are just Samhita. The mind will stop us from the realization. So today, we are trying to get what all the mind does. One of you said something beautiful in the beginning. The mind bombards us with thoughts. Who said this? I don't know. Samatma or Girish? You said the mind bombards us with so much thoughts, it makes the MTR 50 thoughts a minute. The one thing. Then Bliko, who said? Girish only said. It brings brothers and sisters. Who told? What does the mind do? It creates fear. It creates fear. Today, somebody asked me the question. What is the question? Isn't fear a part of love? Somebody asked me a question, something to do with fear. They asked, I was surprised because the question is, fear is a part of love. Do you agree? Today in Speaking Tree, in Times of India, they're asking me, fear is a part. I just replied, where there is fear, there is no love. If love has got fear, suppose you have fear of losing up somebody, suppose you have fear of anything in a love, then because love is complete trust. Love is complete trust. There is no fear, there is no negativity. So this was a question that came in Speaking Tree. What the mind does, it creates fear, doubt, worry, stress, anxiety. It creates all these lies. And we become blind. We start believing God is in the skies. Why do we believe the lies? Because of the mind. The mind permits the projection of the myth. Now, this is the next thing I'm telling you. Will the intellect believe the myth? No, intellect will not believe the myth. Intellect will say, doodh ka doodh, pani ka pani. The intellect is not interested in getting carried away. Let us hear to Ru Mataji. I'm not supposed to speak so much. Ru Mataji.
Pranam Guruji, Shivoham.
Shivoham,
Guruji, mind takes us away from reality and it misleads us and misguides us.
How? Bataye, tell me how.
Guruji, for example, we are running after happiness which is temporary and we forget Satchitanand.
Beautiful. The mind, now look what Ru Mataji gave a beautiful answer. The mind is making us chase temporary happiness. The mind is making us believe that pleasure is happiness. And the mind steals our treasure. What did we say? You know, remember a few days back, we said peace you don't have to find. Peace you don't have to find. It is within. Just still the mind. Why are we not able to find peace, my dear friends? We are not able to find peace because the mind steals our peace. And today they tell you something more, something new. The mind projects pleasure as happiness. But because of pleasure, we lose the real treasure. The real treasure, Rumataji said, Sat Chit Anand. How do we, the mind doesn't know the meaning of Sat Chit Anand. The mind, come on, dance, baby, dance, karo, dance, 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 dance. The mind only knows momentary pleasure. The mind doesn't know the meaning of what is the real treasure called happiness. That ananda, that bliss. Okay, I want some more champions. How does the mind, tell me practical example. Who will tell me from your practical life? How does your mind make you blind? Who will tell? I want practical examples. Sudeep, are you going to come? Sudeep, how does your mind make you blind? Sudeep.
There is an answer from Buddha.
Yes, Buddha. And then Sudeep. Sudeep next. Yes, tell me what Buddha says.
Mind makes us blind because of desire, lust, anger, and attachment.
Mind makes us blind because of all these things. Desire, lust, anger, attachment. Correct. Because the mind, how does it do this, Buddha? Because the mind creates all this. Along with the ego, it creates anger. Why does the mind create lust? What did Blicko told? Blicko gave the answer. Because the mind uses the 5 senses. And with the help of the 5 senses, it creates lust. See, you must understand, these senses are not bad actually. These senses are like ghoda. The sense is like ghoda. It will be happy with thoda. The sense is like a ghoda. It can be happy with thoda. But the mind says, I want the ye dil mange more. What the mind says? Ye dil mange more. Therefore, our need becomes our greed. So repeat what Buddha said.
He says that mind makes us blind because of desire, lust, anger, and attachment.
Who creates desire? The mind. What does the intellect says? The intellect in consciousness says, I am happy. What the intellect will say, count your blessings, make them one by one. Count your many blessings, see what God has done. And the mind says, I want, jo mera, wo mera. Jo tera, wo bhi mera. The mind says like this. So my dear friends, beautiful answer by Buddha. Now I call him Buddha, the awakened one. Because he says desire, lust, anger, attachment. Tell me why there should be attachment. Let's understand. Who is attached? Who's attached? It is the mind. Why is the mind attached? Because the mind is, it says, ye dil. The mind says, ye dil, ye pagal dil mera, kyun bujh gaya, awargi ye dil. Ye dil. This dil comes from where? You know where the dil comes from? The dil comes from the mind. The real dil is ishq hakiki, divine love. Now let me explain to you quickly, since there's nobody talking, let me explain this to you. The mind love says, I love you because I need you. What does the mind love says? The mind says, oh, I love you. Actually, I don't love you. I need you. This is called mental love. But what does spiritual love says? Divine love says, I need you. I need you because I love you. I need you unconditionally. I need you without any expectations. I need you because I love my divine. When there is divine love, I need you because I love you. You should be able to make out when the mind is playing. When your love is based on an insecurity, when your love is based on a need, it is not love. It is fake. One day it will make you bake. This love is fake. One day it will make you bake. Why it will make you bake? Because your heart will break. This love is fake. It will make you bake because one day it will break. You heard the tune, the rhyme. Don't ever go to the love of the mind. The mind love will break. The mind love is fake. It will break. Divine love is eternal. Divine love is forever. A person who's in divine love, even if their love is so divine, if the person they love becomes blind, it will not stop their love. This is divine love. Come on, let us go back to some more subjects. I went away to some other subject. How does the mind make us blind? Sudeep Bhargava, I'm waiting for you. My intellect
Yes,
is shining in consciousness. You cannot escape me. Yes, Sudeep.
Yes, sir. So a small analogy that I was thinking, that mind is like a fog and eyes are like the intellect, like we just discussed a few minutes back in the call. So when that fog comes, the eyes are not able to see what is happening in the front. So I cannot see the traffic moving in the front, and I can bang my car into the car going in the front. I think that is what happens in the real life.
Yeah.
That when that fog of the mind drops in, and that's very heavy fog. It's not a slight fog. It's a very heavy fog. Heavier the fog, more are the chances of that accident.
What is this fog you're talking about?
Fog is the mind.
What is this by mind's fog? What is it?
The thoughts.
Correct. How many thoughts? One thought every second.
Thoughts. That's what I'm saying. Heavy fog means many thoughts.
Good, beautiful. It happens. I'm asking personal example. It happens. Sudeep, it happens to you? Sudeep, does it happen to you or not?
Yes, it happens, sir. I'm sorry. I think my connection broke for a second. Okay. Yes, so it happens. Definitely.
I'm also driving. Yeah. So we are all looking at honest answers. You know something? Let me make a humble submission. There are times when my mind makes me so blind. My mind makes me so blind that I find that I become a super idiot. I become a super idiot. And I can't believe that I have in such a state. My mind makes me, you know what does the mind do? It makes you blind by putting handcuffs. How does the mind put handcuffs on you? You know, it stops you, it paralyzes you. How many of you find that? How many of you find the mind will paralyze you? See, when you're blind, you can't see, you can't move. You become paralyzed. Okay. So Vivek, next is Vivek. विवेक आप कुछ बोलना चाहते थे?
हाँ शिवा मेहर जी।
जोर से बोलिए विवेक, प्लीज स्पीक लाउडली।
मैं बोल रहा हूँ माइंड हमें क्या कहते हैं कभी प्रेजेंट में नहीं रहने देता, या तो ये हमें फ्यूचर में ले जाता है या पास्ट में ले जाता है। जो हमारे सामने वो हमें नहीं देता।
गुड। तो ये हम ब्लाइंड कैसे हो जाता है? क्या एनालॉजी बताइए, हाउ वी बिकम ब्लाइंड?
क्योंकि जो प्रेजेंट है ये वो हमें वो नहीं देखने देता, या तो ये हमें फ्यूचर में रखता है या हमें पास्ट में रखता है। जो हमारे सामने वो देखने देता है।
So please look at me now. Please look at me. Huh? Are you looking at me, everybody? See what I'm doing now. Suppose I'm looking here. That means I can see. Suppose I turn my face to the past. Can I see? I cannot see. Suppose I come back and I turn my face to future. Can I see? It turns our face. What they say in that song, you know the song? Mud mud ke na dekh, mud mud ke na dekh, mud ke means what? Don't keep on turning. What does the mind do? It makes us turn. It takes us to a yesterday that is gone. Then it takes us to tomorrow, which is not yet born. It makes us blind of today. It steals, beautiful answer, Vivek. It steals the present moment. And what actually matters is only the present moment. Nothing else matters, my dear friends. And the mind steals the good answer, Vivek. Rumata ji, bataiye.
Pranam Guruji. Guruji, mind attracts us towards bad habits, towards doing bad things. Going to bed, Guruji, suppose by chance, if the people, a group is smoking, and by chance one good fellow visits them, and they will force him to try. and they will become, then he will become habitual.
Good
So
analogy.
it attracts us to do bad things because it is good to develop bad habits rather than good habits.
Rumataji said something beautiful, and recently Buddha asked me the same question. Buddha told me, I think Buddha is on the call. Buddha told me what happens when the mind wants to please others. Buddha told me the mind wants to please others. Is it right? Is what you spoke to me? Are we supposed to please others, or are we supposed to make the right decision? What do you think, my friends? What is the right thing to do? To please others and to make the right decision. So who can?
You see, it's very wrong to please others.
Beautiful. See, this is not my realization, my dear friends. This realization is Buddha. Buddha means the awakened one.
I'm trying yet. I'm trying still.
But you realize
a long way to go.
But you
realize. Yes.
So what did Buddha realize? Buddha said, why am I trying to please others? By trying to please others, I am going away from my journey of enlightenment. Now, who can explain these two? It's related to today's subject. Who can explain these two? Anybody? Let me explain. It is the mind that makes us blind to please others. It is the mind that makes us blind and to please others. How? By closing the eyes of the intellect. The intellect wants to choose what is right, but the mind says, no, my friends will become unhappy. This is what Buddha said. I have to do something because my friend will become unhappy. My society will become unhappy. I have to please my family. My family will become unhappy.
That's true.
So this is what is this called? The Buddha. You know what this is called? This is called the Nirvana trap. Yeah. This is called the trap door. So the moment we fall into the trap, then all you will find is crap, because you're fallen in the trap. We have to be very careful. And who makes you fall in the trap? The mind. Because the mind doesn't show you that you're falling in the trap. The mind thinks, oh, it's yours. You have to please your society, and you have to please others, and you have to please. No. Pleasing, okay, but not at the cost of your spiritual evolution. I'm not saying displeased. Am I saying displeased? No.
No. Yeah.
But I'm saying, when the Buddha asked me the question, can I please others at the cost of my spiritual evolution? I said, never do that. Because your spiritual evolution is the most important challenge of your life. And if you are not able to evolve spiritually, and your mind is making you please others, it is making you blind. Good. Thank you, Bliko. Thank you, Bliko.
Thank you.
Mind also makes us believe that this world is true. Everything happening is true. So you grab whatever you like because everything is true, and it will never stops us in realizing that this is just a show, and and that's why people follow mind.
Beautiful. What Bliko said.
I'll give you one example.
Yeah, please. Please.
Practical example. Recently, since last more than 1 year, I am in this journey more actively. So my habits are changing. So what I am sending the message before, I was forwarding, like people are forwarding here and there, but I stopped that and I forward only the one which I like it.
Beautiful.
And then what happened? Beautiful. My wife told me, hey, you are sending all these messages and people don't like it, and why you are doing this? People don't like it. I said, I don't care what people likes it or not. They can delete it 1 second. Who cares? I like what I want to send. If they don't like, they can reject. It is their problem. It's not my problem.
Good. I must admit, Bliko, I tell you, I used to forward funny messages to people. I have stopped completely. I only forward spiritual messages. I don't forward because what happens? The mind. See again, this is what Buddha, our dearest Buddha said. Why we forward these funny rubbish messages to people? Because we want to please others. Why you forward messages?
I don't send the messages, odd messages at all.
No. What you said, I don't want to do something to please others. I want to do what is right. So this is one more thing we do. See, you may get some message, right? If it's irrelevant message, why forward to others?
Exactly. I don't send relevant message. Irrelevant message, I don't send.
No, I didn't say you said. I'm just giving the example of your previous submission, how the mind makes us blind by making us fall in the trap. And what Bliko says, he doesn't fall in this trap, a trap of forwarding messages. Because today the mobile phone has become our boss. Because the mobile phone is riding our horse. Most of us know it. The mind is using the mobile phone. And if the mobile phone is in command of your life, means you're gone. Then the mobile phone is driving your life. So it's very dangerous. I also how to use the mobile phone effectively for a positive reason, not for a wrong reason. Okay, we have just 2-3 minutes to close. Who would like to use the session effectively before we close? The subject today, how does your mind make you blind? Anybody wants to submit? Anybody wants to accept? How does your mind make you blind? Who wants to speak? We have only 2 more minutes. How does your mind make you blind? Hemlata, please.
Yes, sir. I have understood that I am a soul and I'm part of the complete universe, and whatever we are doing is based on already planned activities. But because I have an ego, then that mind tells me that you have done this for somebody else. So that's just take example I was thinking of.
Yeah, so the mind, Hemlata, the mind uses the ego and it makes you blind of the reality. It stops you from taking the right decision, which is taken by the intellect. So good submission. Swati and Rumataji. Swati.
So the mind makes me think that I am I. I want happiness, but that happiness is in the thing that I want it right now, in the sense like the worldly thing. So so I want to go out, or maybe I want to meet my friends. So that is what the mind says, that it is right here, right now, so you can do it, rather than you leave the other things and then like you focus on the thing that will hand you over the happiness right now. So that is when it will make me look away from the actual the actual the reality.
Correct, but you know why it's making you blind? You know that
it's making me away from it, right?
Yeah, because what's happened, it's making you blind, and you think that pleasure is the greatest pleasure, but that pleasure is only momentary. Then after that you become unhappy again.
Exactly.
But when the intellect shines in consciousness, then you are in that Satchit Anand. You are in the peace and bliss and consciousness, which is not dependent on a momentary pleasure.
Right.
Because of possessions, pleasures, and people, we get stuck. We get stuck in these people, possessions, and pleasures. We get caught in this.
And we just need to make one effort, that we need to stop at that time and just have that thought, stop at that thought, and we need to make the right choice.
Actually, making the effort will not help. Making the effort will only help you in that moment. What will really help is enlightenment, is realization. Because when you realize, then you don't have to analyze, you don't have to memorize. Then you become in consciousness. So Swati, the goal is to remain in consciousness. Rumataji and Ashok, before we close. Rumataji.
Guruji, mind is very powerful. It has got the capability of make any person slave of mind. Unless we use our intellect, we will lose our consciousness and we will be under the control of mind and do unwanted things.
The mind, Rumataji, the mind causes what I call spiritual cataract. The mind causes spiritual cataract, which means it makes us completely cataract. We can't see. That's why we say kill the mind. Don't. Some of you have the wrong belief. Be friend with the mind. Try to be friendly with the mind. No. Just kill it. Just kill it. Because the mind will not knock at your door. Thoughts come uninvited. They will not knock at your door. They will come in and push you on the floor. Shout, push them out and shut the door. That's the only way. Ashok Nichani.
Shivam Sarji.
Sure.
Sarji, anxiety makes us blind.
Beautiful. And who's causing anxiety, Ashok Nichani? Who's causing anxiety?
Mind.
If you are in consciousness, if there's no mind, then will there be anxiety?
No. There's no anxiety.
When anxiety comes and you're in intellect, you know what you'll tell the anxiety? You'll tell the anxiety, bhaad mein jao. Bhaad mein jao means what? Means bhaad mein jao means you get lost.
Go to hell.
You are able to kick your anxiety out. But the mind, what the mind does? The mind tells you bhaad mein aao. The mind tells, "Arey bhaad mein aao, bhaad mein aao, bhaad mein aao," and the intellect tells you, "Bhaad mein jao, bhaad mein jao." This is exactly aao and jao. We have to be very careful. Yogini and Rekha. Good, Ashok. Very good point. Anxiety. Yogini.
Shivam, sir, the mind creates fear.
Beautiful.
It keeps telling that if you go away from on this path, you will become lonely. Then who is your friend over there? So it is better you be in the herd. You be in the crowd. Don't go away from the crowd.
Beautiful practical example by Yogini. The mind creates fear. It makes us associated with people because it tells you otherwise, you will become lonely. Mind will say, because you need to be with these people because otherwise you will be lonely. The intellect says, I am never alone. Huh? मैं ना अकेला तू मेरे साथ है लगता अकेला पर तू मेरे साथ है. We are never alone, my dear friends. Those who are in consciousness are united with the whole world. Those who are in consciousness are enjoying Satchit Anand. And those who are caught by fear of the mind, they are attached to people because of a wrong fear of loneliness. Good example, Yogini. Rekha Parmani.
Shivu Amer.
Bolo Rekha.
Even I wanted to say it makes us live in fear of the future of it.
Okay. So your similar thing Rekha says. See, my dear friends, I want to close in 20 seconds. So, Bliko, anything important as I'm going to close quickly? You have to say, Bliko.
Yeah. I want to know the analogy about the depression, how the mind creates depression. Because sometimes it's very big problem.
The mind is the champion. The mind will create so much aggression. The mind creates so much aggression that the aggression creates depression. The mind creates aggression. The aggression creates depression. And you are knocked out. It's worse than being blind. I'm using a terminology. It makes you paralyzed. Here I'm telling you, I'm giving you one more analogy, Bliko. The mind makes you in a coma. It puts you in a mental coma. And this depression state is very bad. Unfortunately, I have to close because it's too late. So in next 10 seconds, I'm closing this call and then we restart tomorrow. We'll do something similar to go forward on the similar subject, my dear friends. Beware the mind. It will make you blind. Beware the mind. It will make you blind. Take charge of your life. With folded hands, I bow down to you.